can you tell us about your lineup here this evening?
Same crew.
Okay, no changes whatsoever. Obviously, you liked what you saw the other night in Carolina.
Yeah, I did. You know what? Other than maybe they came out hard, and they always do in their building in the first 5 minutes. And they get one. Our effort, wire to wire, in all situations, I thought was really good.
I'm going to assume that you expect the same from Florida. I think they're one of the higher scoring first period teams in the league as well.
Absolutely, and again, this is probably it's back-to-back buildings. The shot clock's a little fluffy, I would say. So you can't look at that. You've got to go out and you've got to limit the chances. Stay on the inside. Don't give them any grade A's in the first period. And I've said it lots. Tire better, but we got to come out physical tonight. And I thought we were physical against Carolina, and we got to set the tone right away.
Is that the main message that you'll pass on to your players?
Absolutely. We got to get on the forecheck, and we got to go get their defense. If you don't hit Forsling and Ekblad and these guys, Montour, they're going to jump in the rush all day and they're going to make plays. So we're going to look to get it in and get some contact on them early and slow them down.
It looks like Alex Lyon is going to start in goal for them as well. He has been on a magnificent role for them. Is there a key to trying to get under the skin of a goaltender who is on the role that he's on?
No, he's on. Absolutely, he's on fire. He's playing unbelievable. We're going to try and get bodies in front of him, but obviously, it looks like I don't know if he's got the number one job over there or not. I don't know if Bob's back, but it looks like they're choosing to go with him, and right now he's getting the job done. So we're going to look to get in front of him, take his eyes away, and see what happens.
Florida fighting to make the playoffs, you fighting to stay alive here. Are these easy games to get up and excited for?
For sure. Especially with the guys, a lot of young guys involved here, with Clev and Doc and Branny, with all the guys that we have out, I think they've played extremely well. The experience that they're getting from this time of year, playing in important games, here we are this late, we can find a way to win. We stay alive one more day, and that's what we're going to do today.
Shane, what are you expecting from this game tonight?
It's going to be a good one, I think. Florida and us, we're still in the fight, and, just two teams are going to, compete, and I'm sure it's going to be high intensity, so we're excited for it.
With them still fighting to make the playoffs and you guys fighting to keep the season alive, are these easy games to get up and excited for?
Yeah, I think, any game at this time of the year when it matters, it's pretty easy to get up for, and, it's going to be a cool game, and I'm excited for it.
How valuable is it playing these meaningful games? We're going into game 79 of the season, and the season is still alive. How valuable is that experience going to be going forward?
Yeah, I think, I've touched on it multiple times. I think it's only going to make us better in the long run. It's going to help us for next year, and, at the beginning of the year, that's what we wanted, is to play meaningful games at this time, and, we've done that, so it's exciting, and we just got to keep on pushing here.
Nice to see your buddy Tyler Clevin getting these meaningful games right off the bat for his NHL career.
Yeah, it's huge for him. I think it's just going to build his confidence going into the summer. I think for me, I did sort of the same thing. I played 12 games, and it just helped me for the summer what I needed to work on, and it's going to do the same for him. And I'm sure next year he's going to come in for camp and be ready to go. So
the D jumping up in the play. There's some teams that do it better than others. This is one of those teams where you're going to see Montour and other guys in the corners in the offensive zone. They get up the ice, which as a forward, I'm sure that means you have to be aware of, where they're coming from and the fact that they're coming all the time.
Yeah, I think, a big part of our game is tracking, and, at 4 and 5, we're going to have to get back tonight, and but also that could create some chances for us. I think, if we play some good D, and, we could counter that and hopefully score some goals.
Do you guys think about the goalie? Do you do much tracking on that? And that Lion right now looks like he's going to play tonight. Not much experience, but on a real hot streak right now. How much do you spend thinking about that, watching video? How much attention do you pay to it?
We don't pay too much attention to it. I think, before the game, the coaches give us a pre-scout on it, some weaknesses and some things we could, look for. But other than that, I don't think we really look too much into it. Hopefully we could just get it by them tonight.
Nick, what are you expecting from this game here tonight?
Obviously they're fighting to get in, and we're still clawing away and just trying to stay relevant right to the end. So both teams have lots to play for. I think we know that they're fast and can score goals, so we need to make sure that we come out with a good start like we did in Carolina.
With that in mind, that they're fighting to make the playoffs, you're fighting to keep the season alive. Are these games easy to get up and excited for?
Yeah, of course. I think we're playing in the NHL, so every game it's easy to get up for. You always want to make sure you're playing your best at all times of the year. At this time where they're fighting to get in, and you have a chance to take that away from them, and just like I said, we want to keep winning right till the end. So yeah, it's easy to get up.
How valuable are these games for someone like Tyler Clevin, who just came into the NHL and is playing meaningful games right away down the stretch?
Yeah, I mean, anytime that you get an opportunity to play in the NHL as a young player, it's important and a great opportunity, and it's always fun, especially when you're playing teams that are trying to play their best hockey at this time of year, and you really get to see the best of what the NHL has to offer.
Their power play's on a bit of a heater right now. They've scored 4 in the last 4 games. You are the highest ice time guy on the PK on this team, which means you're going to see a lot of Tkachuk, you're going to see a lot of Verhaeghe, you're going to see a lot of Barkov. When you scout this team as far as the PK is concerned, what's the number one thing you have to do based on how they play their power play?
I think it's how the number one thing is to play our PK, to defend their most dangerous weapon. You want them to do what you want. You're not going to let them dictate what we're doing. So we haven't done our PK video yet. I'm sure Cappy's got 20 or 30 clips to watch, and we'll try and figure out the best way to try and shut down their guys. But like you just went through the list, they got a lot of guns, so it's just mostly making sure we give them the least dangerous option.
Well, obviously, real good to energize in the sun here in this kind of climate, but you're coming off a pretty impressive game. Not the result that you wanted, but I think the way you played that game the other night against Carolina is how you need to play.
That's a standard. That's what we want to bring every single night. Our work ethic, our compete, our details. I thought we were really detailed, and just if we can emulate that, every day, every shift, then we're going to be a successful team down the road.
Still, obviously, lots to play for as well here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, individually, of course, it's a huge game for myself, but as a team, it's you never know what can happen. It's anything can happen. We still have that belief, but we're just gonna leave it all out there. I think that's what's gonna speak volumes to the character we have. Is that we're gonna go right to the very end.
Does the narrative of playing against Matthew ever get old?
It's definitely different now with being in the same division, but I think it's just so special that having our whole family here and grandparents and uncles, aunts, cousins. It's always fun. It's always fun to have that quality time, catch up with everybody. But especially see Matthew. He's my best buddy, and just to be able to hang out, be around, and of course this time of the year where it's kind of all business. It's something different and new to us. So that we're kind of competing against each other. That these points really matter against each other. So it's fun in that aspect. But it's always a great experience for everybody.
We're going into Game 79. The season is still very much alive. How valuable are these games going to be going forward for this core?
No, I've definitely talked a lot with a lot of different guys. That I feel like this stretch is going to make us so much better. It's going to make. In years past, we were done in January, so it's just to be able to be in April. That was our goal this year, and I think kind of everybody on the outside forgets that we want to just get this experience and having this experience and having these big games that either we stepped up and won or haven't found a way to some of those games. I think they're all going to kind of create those experiences that whenever we do get in the situation again and that we'll be able to get it done and get to our end goal.
Last game we got to see Igor Sokolov make his season debut. What kind of strides have you seen from him since he was last up last season?
Yeah, just the confidence he has. Of course he's been having a great year and it's everyone knows goal scorer, but he's been playing well. I think last game he looked comfortable out there. He looked confident and was making plays and was detailed and it was fun to watch.